Hey everybody, it's me, Lindsay. I'm back again to go over part 2 of how to import text data into a spreadsheet so that you can use it more easily. So last time we did a list that looked like this, and we did fixed with because all of the numbers on the side lined up and let us do that. This time we're going to deal with a list that might not have the same number in the same number of characters in the first column. So I'm just going to scroll down to the second list here that I prepped, and it's a little bit off the page, but I'm going to copy it all here. Control C, Control V, and you can see how there's a different number of characters that I'm going to want for the first column, and I'll show you where you can make that change. Just like before, we'll go up to the data ribbon, click on text to columns, and this time we're going to go with the delimited option. And what that's going to let us do is give the program another way of figuring out what we want in columns. So in this case, it's asking what our delimiter is, and that just means where do you want to split the columns. Fortunately, in this case, we have a nice delimiter of the hyphen. We also could have used a space, but for now we're going to use the hyphen because that's a good cutoff for what we want. So I'm going to do that. Like typically what will happen is it'll ask you, oh, is it a tab that's separating your data points, a semicolon, a comma, space. You can also click other and tell it that the hyphen is going to be where we want to cut off that first column there. So that's going to let us split it, and I'll do next. And now we're just splitting into 2 columns. Finish. And again, if you have an issue where your column's not wide enough, you just double click between column A and column B, and that'll help you be able to see all your numbers there. So the one thing about this is if you have different delimiters, you're going to have to do this multiple times. So it's a little bit wonky, but honestly it's still a good solution when you've got different character lengths. So I can just do this again, and this time still do delimited. In this case you really could do either one because my quantities are the same number of characters, but let's say I had like 100 and then 30 and 4. Delimited would still be a nice option here where you can tell it that your delimiter is not a tab, it's not a hyphen, it's a comma. And finish it off. Good. And there you go. So you get the same result as we got the first time, but since we had different number of characters in that first column area, we needed to pick delimited.